Here. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jake here. Jake's Trap Line. First video of the year. Well, it's been a while. Anyways, I'm talking about Coyote boards. And if you guys trap and you send fur to NAFA, this is what you'll get. They give you the dimensions of Coyote boards. Real easy to follow. Follow the dimensions and you can make the angles on your own. I take the dimensions and make cardboard stencils, and then I trace them out on plywood. A lot of people ask me what I use for stretchers. Well, most of my stretchers I make on my own. They don't have to be fancy. It's just plywood. I use staples or push pins. I do have some wire stretchers. I do have adjustable, but to tell you the truth, I like just my regular old stretchers I make myself. I'll go ahead and show you guys here. Here's the finished one right there. A lot of guys are going to say, oh my God, why do you have holes in there? And plywood, it's not good for stretchers. Well, it's your opinion. And stretcher doesn't have to be pretty, but it's just got to hold the hide in the design. But I drill holes in there for the simple fact it helps with the drying process. It helps get that moisture out of the hide, dries it quicker. I go ahead and trace them out and I cut them, and then I drill holes in them like I'm doing here. And then when I'm done, I take a scraper I got and I'll scrape all them little boogers off the holes so they don't put splinters into my hides. And then I just hit them with the sander. It's so easy to do. If you want, you can buy your stretchers, but I like to make my own stuff. You know, especially with fur prices down, I don't want to spend a bunch of money on stretchers when I can go buy a sheet of plywood for $20 and make 5 stretchers, Coyote stretchers, out of a sheet of plywood. And the holes, yeah, they look kind of crappy, but it puts up some nice hides and they dry faster. And I like my boards extra long so that way I can pin the tail out how I want to. It's all about presentation. I mean, you guys that trap and sell to a buyer, well, that's good. I used to do that when I was younger, but I like to put up my own hides. I enjoy it. But I noticed I put these holes in there, the hides dry faster. And the faster they dry, the faster you can put up more coyotes and get them dried. So I just thought I would show y'all a little insight on what I do. Everybody's got opinions in that. I have made some adjustable stretchers, but I don't like the way you gotta rotate them and then they start warping and bending. These wood ones are just as good. Just make sure you don't put too many holes in it because it weakens the plywood. But the holes, they really help that moisture get out of the hide, and it doesn't affect the look of the hide. The hides that I put on these stretchers actually they ranked a little better than the ones I put up on wire from the auction last year. Alright, y'all, I hope you guys are getting ready for trapping season or already trapping and ready to go out and sling some steel. I just dyed a mess of traps right there. Got them all waxed up, and while I got you on here, I'll go ahead and show y'all how I prepare and wax my traps. I dye them. I know it's unnecessary for coyote traps, but I have a turkey fryer, or not a turkey fryer, but just a deep fryer that I bought from Walmart. 20 bucks. My wax goes in there and I wax my traps. But one thing I want to emphasize on wax: do not put dirty traps that smell like coyotes in your wax, because you will contaminate your wax. Your traps will be contaminated before you even have a chance to put them in the ground, and they'll smell them. This fryer's never been used for anything but wax, and I like this because I can adjust the temperature, set it where I want. Do not burn your wax. If your wax is boiling and smoking, you ruined your wax. It's going to smell. Wax will absorb any smell that it's around or put into. So this wax stays scent free, and I like this. I can adjust the temperature. I never get it over about 200, you know, that's just me. And then once you go through all the trouble of waxing your traps, if you decide to do it, make really sure that you take the extra step to keep that human scent away from your traps. This right here, here's a bin that I bought. These are what my coyote traps stay in. So that way they do not absorb any odors. They are in individual Ziploc bags. And yes, I put leaves in there to help get rid of any smells. So that way, when I'm trapping, I want to make a set. I pull one trap out. This trap is scent free, it's waxed, and I'm ready to go. And I just go the extra mile because I want to catch as much fur as I can. I don't want to have dig outs or any of that. So that's how I do it, y'all. I hope this helps you. You know, obviously I go kind of overboard, but I like to alleviate problems. There's a bunch of dog-proof traps. I like to alleviate problems before they happen. And this is just a system I've come up with over the years that works for me. And that little frying pot, it's a whole lot easier to plug that in the middle of trapping season. Say you got 20 traps that are already dirty. I'll take them, I'll boil them outside with the propane burner. I'll boil them, get the old wax off. Sometimes I'll even take them to the car wash and I'll spray them down with high pressure and get rid of all the mud, all the animal odor. Then I'll boil them, and then boom, I can heat up wax. I can dip 6 traps or 1 trap or whatever I want to. Take it outside, let it cool down. Once it cools down, it goes into a Ziploc and it's ready to go to the next set. It's a clean trap. I cannot stress enough, do not contaminate your wax. I change out my wax once a year or once every other year. Once I start realizing my wax, when it gets really dirty, and you can smell your wax. You can smell if it smells like coyotes or animals. I hope it helps you out. God bless, and I'll see you all pretty soon on the trap line.